What's up guys, Gary with self.dev. Today we are going to learn how to install Kali Linux on your hard drive. Now if you do it the way I'm going to show you, you will not override Windows. We're going to partition your hard drive, which basically just means we're going to split your hard drive up. You'll have a section for Windows and then a section for Kali Linux. And you can have a section for whatever else you want if you want to install other OSs too. So we are going to need at least 8 gigabytes on a flash drive, and we are going to override the flash drive or format the flash drive. So make sure there's nothing important on there that you need. And we are going to go to rufus.ie. I'm going to have all the links you need in the description below. Again, this is not going to override Windows. All you have to do to get out of it is restart your computer once you have Kali Linux going. I got that question a lot on my last Kali Linux video, so just reiterating that. But yeah, rufus.ie. It should bring you to a page that looks like this, and then again, the links are going to be in the description. We're going to go down to download. Click on Rufus 3.8, and that will probably be different depending on what point in time you do this video. We're going to install it, and it'll probably run you through an installer. I already had it installed, so that's probably why I just brought it up like this. But yeah, it should look like this after you get it installed. We're not going to go through the installation process because if you can't figure out how to install it, probably shouldn't be messing with Kali Linux in the first place. But yeah. Next, we're going to go to kali.org/downloads. And then again, that link's going to be in the description. And we are going to go to Kali Linux 64-bit and download that. Now, if you don't know if you have a 64-bit operating system, most computers nowadays are, but you can go down to the search bar here, type in about this PC, I believe, and it should bring up some information on your PC, and you can see whether you have a 64-bit OS or not. And then we're just gonna let this download here. And after that's done, we're gonna click on, it should be fully downloaded right here. Click on the show in folder, and we're gonna click on Rufus. If Rufus isn't already running, make sure that's going. Should look just like that again. And then you should have your Kali Linux.iso file here as well. So over here, we're gonna make sure the flash drive that you have inserted that is at least 8 gigabytes is selected. And then we're gonna click on disk or ISO image. And then right here, we're gonna click select, go to your Kali Linux.iso file, wherever that was downloaded, double click on it. So it should say Kali Linux.iso here. This part might be different depending on when you get it. And then make sure the rest of your settings look just like mine. Click on start. Click on write in DD image mode. And click OK. It'll warn you that all the data is going to be deleted. Click OK. Click OK again if it asks you about that. And then we're going to let it write everything to the flash drive. And thanks to the magic of video editing, it only took a few seconds. So after you've got it done, it should look like this. Should have a boot file and your EFI file. And that is all we need with Rufus. You can close that, and you've got Kali Linux installed on your flash drive. So now I'm going to show you how to partition your hard drive, make a different section for Kali Linux specifically. So we're going to go down to the little toolbar here, search bar. We're going to type in disk, create and format hard drive partitions. Should bring up a screen like this. Now, anytime you work on your hard drive, you want to back up your hard drive. I'm not going to do it, but something could go wrong and you could lose everything, so here's your warning. And then what we're gonna do is you're gonna go to your biggest section here, or it should be your biggest. Ignore the 100 megabytes healthy part, and then the recovery section, ignore those. We're gonna right click on the big part, click on shrink volume. Now you are gonna have to do a little bit of math here. Now, I know it's scary, right? You gotta do math, but don't worry, we've got our handy dandy tool called the calculator. So we're gonna open that up. Now, every gigabyte has 24 megabytes in it. So let's say we wanted to partition 25 gigabytes for Kali Linux, right? So we'll do 25 times 1024 equals 25,600. So that's how many megabytes we need to shrink for Kali Linux. So right here, we just type in 25,600. And then you would click on shrink. Now I'm not gonna do it because I'm still on my desktop and I just wanna do this on my laptop because I got a new SSD. which actually is one of the best upgrades you can do if you have an old laptop. It makes it feel like new again, because usually you have an HDD, which is like a hard disk drive, so it like physically spins, and that takes time. An SSD is digital, so it's way faster. If you want to see the one I got, check in the description. But yeah, click on shrink, and then that'll shrink the volume for you, and then we can install Kali Linux. We're gonna switch to my phone real quick so we can go to my laptop, and yeah. All right, so once you've got that done, it should look something like this. I went ahead and allocated 100 gigabytes. Probably not gonna need that much, but hey, just wanna be safe. Plus, why not? So, yeah, 100 gigabytes unallocated. We're gonna go ahead and close, hold on, trying to do this with one hand. Close out the disk manager, and then we're gonna go ahead and plug in our handy dandy Kali Linux USB to the computer, like so. Do not format it. Click cancel. If you format it, that'll delete everything we put on there with Rufus. So now we need to get into the advanced options menu. So we're gonna go ahead and click on the Windows button in the bottom left corner, click on power. Oh God, why do you wanna update? All right, so to get into the advanced options menu on, I think most new computers, all you have to do is hold down Shift and then click on Restart. Now, if this doesn't get you to the advanced options menu, you might have to press F1 or F2 or F11 or F12 repeatedly when it's turning on. If you just Google whatever model of computer you have and advanced options menu, it should show you how to get to this screen. Now, if you run into any kind of errors along the way, or if it won't even let you boot from the flash drive, you probably need to disable secure boot mode. Look in the description. I'm going to have a timestamp you can jump to that will show you how to disable secure boot mode. But we're going to go ahead and click on use a device. We're going to click on Kali. I named my flash drive Kali, so yours might not say Kali. So we're going to click on that. And we'll give it a sec here. And then after that runs, it should bring up the Kali Linux menu. If you don't want to install it on your hard drive and you just want to boot from the flash drive every time, you can just use Live System, that one right there, and it'll be like a fresh Kali Linux every time you run it. But we're going to go down to Start Installer here. We are also going to go ahead and get the Ethernet cable and plug it into my laptop here as this is running, because it usually goes a little bit faster if you have a wired connection. We'll do that in a sec. So we're going to go ahead and select language. I'll do English, location, US, keyboard configuration, American English, and then it is detecting and mounting installation media, which means it's installing the stuff from the USB. And I'm going to plug in the Ethernet cable real quick. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we've got our Ethernet cable plugged in here. We're going to go ahead and click the ETH0, and that will do the Ethernet for us. And now it's just connecting to the internet. Now, we are setting up the host name as a single word that identifies your system to the network. So this can be whatever you want it to be. I am not going to use Kali, I'm going to use something else. All right, so after you've got that, it should ask you to configure the network. The domain name is part of the internet, blah, 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 blah. We're basically using this on a home network, so we don't need to configure this, so we can make something up for this as well. So also not going to show you guys this. All right, once you got that, it'll configure the network, and then you get to set up the password. You need to set up a password for root, that system admin account. So we're basically setting up the password for when we log into the actual computer now, okay? So this can be whatever you want, but go ahead and set up your password. All right, once you got your passwords entered, just press, you wanna make sure the continue button is selected, not go back, continue. Press enter. And then it'll ask what time zone you are in. We are in Central Time, so I'm going to do Central. Configure the clock, detecting disks, and then it'll load some additional components here. And then now we're setting up which partition we want to use. So we're going to go ahead and use manual because we want to select that 100 gigabyte partition that we set up earlier today. We're going to go down here. We're going to select the 107.4 gigabyte section. It might not match exactly with what we set. And then we will automatically partition the free space because we don't want to have to actually set it up. We want the computer to do that for us. And then all files in one partition. And then we will let that go. All right, so now we're partitioned, and we're gonna go down to the bottom the bottom choice, finish partition and write changes to disk. Press enter, and then go down to OK or yes. Press enter again, and then it's setting up the partition system, and now it's installing from the flash drive. And this can took me about 5 minutes last time I did it, but could vary a lot depending on how fast or slow your computer is, and if you're using an Ethernet cable or not. So we're gonna give this some time to get done. All right, so after it's done, it should look like this. It's asking us if we want to use a mirror. We're gonna click on yes, because we want to continue without a network mirror. We don't want to set one up right now. We're gonna do that after everything's installed. All right, so now we've got it fully installed. We're gonna remove the USB and restart. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug this, and then press enter. All right, so after that's done, it should turn off or restart for you. We're gonna let it load up here, and it might boot back into Windows. And if it does, we'll just have to go back to that advanced options menu and then boot into Kali Linux. So it did, so we're just gonna press space, hold down shift, click on power, click on restart anyway, and then we are in the advanced options menu now. And then we're gonna go to use a device. Press enter. We're gonna go to Kali. We're gonna press enter again. And then we've got the Kali Linux bootloader up. We're just gonna go ahead and press enter. And it will run the initial startup stuff. Again, we've got the flash drive unplugged. Look at that sexy looking dragon. And then the first time you log on, the username is gonna be root. And the password is gonna be whatever you set up when we were in that password setup phase. So there we go. And it's all loading for us, and there we go. We've got Kali Linux all set up. Now we're gonna add the mirrors we need. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go to File System. We're gonna go to ETC. We're gonna go to apt. We're gonna go to sources.list, and you're gonna add this line at the top. I'm gonna have that in the description if you just wanna copy and paste it, but we need that in this file. We're gonna press Control S after that's added, and we are gonna press X to close that, and now we're gonna go over to our terminal. We're gonna run sudo apt-get update and apt-get upgrade. And this is going to update and upgrade our system just to make sure we've got the latest stuff. Press enter. I'm not going to run it because I already ran it like 3 minutes ago. I guess I could run it again. But basically you just want to, it can take like a couple minutes, anywhere from like 1 minute to 5 minutes. Yeah, see, it didn't even run because I already have everything. But yeah, it can take like 5 minutes to finish. Just accept the defaults on everything. And yeah, I think that's about it. There's a Kali Linux book I'll have in the description, possibly. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or we've got a Discord. You can come ask questions in there. Just make sure you put it in the Kali Linux section. Otherwise, I'll delete it and possibly block you from Discord. I do resume reviews if you need any help with that. We'll also do monthly projects for front-end developers if you're interested in that at all. And I think that's about it. So we'll see you next time. Peace. That smart or safe mode boot up error. First off, go ahead and restart your computer holding down shift to get back to the advanced options menu, I guess. And then we're gonna go down to troubleshoot, click on advanced options, go over to UEFI firmware settings, and then restart. And this will launch us into another menu, where we can turn off the safe boot up version. There we go. So now what we're gonna do, navigate with the arrow keys, go right, down, 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 hit enter, and it'll let you turn on or off secure boot mode. So we can disable it, and then we will just click on F10 to save and exit. Yes, to save the changes. And now if you restart the computer again, holding down Shift and follow the process earlier, it'll let you boot with Kali Linux. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the description below, and I will see you later. Peace.